Welcome back, guys. Time for a side quest. There's a few bits and pieces that have come up over the last year or so of running this, and now that it's tucked up for the winter, yeah, we've got, as I say, a few side quests to get through. So today we'll look at side quest number 1, which when this car actually went through its MOT after restoration, there was one advisory, and that was on the inner tie rod for the steering rack. Bit too much movement. Now there is a nylon bushing inside there, and we've discovered how you can service that, so we're going to have a go at that. So we've wrenched on this, and now this is given out, so we can just take the ball joint splitter out. Hopefully we can get that nut off. Just put that nut so it's flush with the top when you're using your splitter, so you don't damage this and damage the threads. So hopefully we can just knock that down once we've undone it. Give some pressure, but not too much. You don't want to reconnect it, and then you should be able to undo that. Right, make sure this will stay in position and isn't just flopping down. If that is just flopping down to the bottom, then yeah, probably just get a new steering rack. But you should be able to move that, leave it in place. Okay, now I'm just going to clip that inner and pull the gaiter out. So you're looking for this joint here. You're going to need some pretty good mole grips or a pipe wrench, and you're going to need quite a lot of force to undo this. I'm just going to use this piece of tubing on the end. I'll slide it on the end of this just to give me some mechanical advantage. Then we're going to push really hard. Really hard. Okay, that's gone now. So this turned, but the actual rack behind it didn't. So let's get that undone. Yeah, it's coming off the rack now. Not the easiest things to service, but it is a small rubber, small plastic bush inside here. Now, depends what type you've got. Obviously I've got the awkward type because I always have the awkward type. Basically the way to know if you've got the awkward type is if you've got that screw there. You're going to have to take that screw out. You're also going to have to push, and you might have to take the bung out from inside the car. Up there at the end of the cable tie there's a piece of plastic. You sort of want to push that out into the car. If you look down the hole here, the bush is right down in there. So we're going to need to turn the rack all the way to the right, and then undo that screw and try and push that plastic thing out of the way, and then maybe we can pick out the problematic part. See what we can do. So just showed a close-up from inside the garage. You've got to remove the rubber bung from under the carpet and use your Allen key and wind out that plastic oil or grease filling nipple. We're probably going to have to put some more grease in here because, as you can see, I had to wipe a load out. Now we've got to try and either push the rack down, push the rack down, that shiny silver bit, and then use that to push or press the bearing out, or we can try and pull it out with a couple of picks, or if that's not going to work, we're going to have to get a blind puller and pull it out. It's much easier on the more modern type because it's much closer to the end and you don't have to worry about removing the screw, etc. All of this is thanks to videos made by Darren Hayes. You check him out on YouTube. I'll leave a link showing it much more clearly than I am here. Let's see if I can pull that out. So what I've done then is I've just brought the rack up to the edge of the bushing, then I've just put a flathead screwdriver on top. If you want to show you, just put him on top, which keeps it so it won't come through the middle of the bushing. And we're going to go ahead and try and turn the steering rack now, see what happens. So I'm just straightening the wheels very slowly. You can feel the resistance. Very slowly moving that. And I measured how deep in the bearing is, and I can feel that it's getting closer. If I just pause there. This is how deep it was before, a few minutes ago. Here you go, you can see the gap now. So we've pushed it out that much. Just make sure our screwdriver is still gently in position there. And carry on winding it out. There we go then. There's the bearing and its retaining ring. And you see they're no longer in there. So just changing that, I think it's about £5. We'll clean it up and show it to you. Save us getting a new rack. And here we go then, cleaned up a bit. We need him to keep it in like that, so don't lose that one. But if you look inside, you can see this is all chewed up. And yeah, so we've got to fish him out of this metal cup, and then when we get the new one we can just push him in and replace it. And there it is. So it's going to be pretty easy just to put a new one in there, and that's the one MOT advisory on that car is going to be fixed. Just on this old one here, you can probably just about make out that there's a square there in the middle. That's supposed to be raised relative to either side, and it's pretty much smooth across, so there's no extra thickness there where that square is, which is probably where a lot of the wear has worn away the peak of that, and also it's falling apart. So the new one should sort us out. Okay, here we go. New part has arrived. So that's for comparison to replace this part here. So we're going to pop that into the cage. It's going to go on there. You can actually see where the old one was, as the marks are still there. We're just going to pop him in. Doesn't really matter, it's round so it can go anywhere, and it doesn't have a direction. You see it's the same for both directions, slight raised bits in the middle. That's where the screw is going to go, and it's probably when you put the screw in there, that's probably where the point of failure starts, because the screw would have gone in here where it started breaking up. So you just want to make sure a flat piece like this is in line with the screw hole, so that can definitely have something nice to screw into. And then on here, this is the piece we'll tighten up. We'll get some Loctite on here to try and prevent this from coming undone, and then they pin it, so basically just there where it is pinned. So we just need to, all I'm going to do is with a punch I'm going to knock that so it sticks out a little bit, just something else to encourage it not to come undone. But the Loctite will be our primary defense on here, so we can pop that back into place. So here we have it placed on. I've actually put a little dot of pen on the end there, just to line up with the screw hole, but basically we want to get it in line with that hole back there. So when we push it in, if we're lucky, we'll be able to get the screw in to the nice place, and we won't have to re-drill the hole, although there is probably access through the top, that big hole there. So yeah, we'll do our best to get it lined up, and I'm just going to push this in. Obviously you can push the first bit in by hand, but then you need to get it lined up internally. So there you go, that's now lined up. Gonna need something to push the last bit down. Here we go then. So the ring goes in first, and then the sort of cup with the bush inside it, and using our little black mark at the bottom, we've actually managed to line it up and get that screw in. That screw there, and that's how far in it goes. Basically what I've been doing is winding the rack across, and then using this deep socket that I've got that fits inside. Fits in there, and winding the rack back out the way, and then using that to tap it in, and then basically with a little pick up through here, through the hole, and then I keep checking the hole to see when I'm touching metal, so hardly going in at all, and then when it went in further and I could hear that it was hitting on plastic. So that's in and done. Next part, reattaching the arm, steering arm, track rod. So I've got a tiny bit of red Loctite on here. Red is permanent, blue temporary. The reason I got for red is in case I can't repin this very well. And we're never going to service this again in this steering rack's lifetime, so I don't mind that it's red, because there's no way this steering rack will survive a second, another 80,000 miles, for example, like it has already. And so next time this bush is worn out, the whole rack will get replaced. For now, just gonna take this, screw it on, and then we'll nip it up as tight as we can, and I'll do my best to basically repin this. I'll try and show, but pretty much you just bang in the metal with a punch. So if you get yourself steered all the way over to the right, this rack will come out as far as possible. Just here, you're going to punch and deform this into this recess, and what that means is, just in case the Loctite or this started to unscrew, it would be deformed across into this, and then that should stop it being able to undo anymore. So we're just going to knock there where it was done before a few times, push the metal out. That's why when you undo it, you want to try and maybe hit here in this direction, just to move this out of the way, so when you're undoing it, it gets past the corners here easily. Anyway, that's the theory. I'm gonna have a go. Right, as you can see, it now protrudes out into the recess, and that should hopefully help with preventing it from ever coming undone. Last little part of this job then will be to push this back over on itself, and then we'll wind the rack in just to make it easier, and then around we'll go a cable tie. See if we can get that sorted. Not to repeat myself, guys, but don't forget to come in here and do this up. It's your little plastic plug. And cable tie. So that's the job done. I'm going to leave this off because that's going to help me pull the drive shafts around to do the pot joints. Just to show you, I've definitely got that in the right place because I've got the engine out. you can see right there, cable tie is nicely positioned all the way around. So that's the first little job done on this little winter mini series. Don't have to put a new steering rack in it now. Probably not really saving labour, but it is saving a bit of money, isn't it? So that rack's good to go. Thanks for watching this one, guys. That's how to do the track rod end on an older style rack. I'll link below a video showing the difference between the more modern racks and the older style racks. Easier to do on the more modern ones. And yeah, look out for the next one in this little mini series of winter works on this Mini 25. See you later.